Great. Welcome everyone. We are very glad to have you back again here for the third year in a row at WildPackets. I'm gonna do the easy stuff, just talk about the company background and some history about our products, and I'll let Jay take care of the hard things.
And Chris.
And Chris. My name is Mandana Jawahari. I'm the product manager at WildPackets, and just background about the company for the guys that they're new this year here. We started in 1990 in one of our founders' parking garage, who was also one of the first developer of EtherPeak for Mac, which I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with. And the product evolved, and we started shipping product for Ethernet, and then wireless, which was AeroPeak product line, and then OmniPeak, which was the combination of EtherPeak and AeroPeak, and then we started with our distributed platform, introducing our engines, and then on appliances, etc. We have presence in Europe, EMEA, APAC, and also, of course, domestically in the US. Our customer base, basically every company that has networks, they can use our products. We have customers in almost all the verticals, and our forte has always been around protocol analysis, ease of use of our user interface, and deep packet inspection and troubleshooting. This is just the history of our product innovation. I'm going to focus on wireless here, but as you know, we have wired product line as well as voice over IP, video over IP, which of course also applies to wireless. In 2001, we introduced AeroPeak, which was our first wireless analyzer based on the AeroNet chipset from Cisco. And then we introduced other chipsets like Atheros, Intel, etc. After that. In 2003, we went distributed, meaning you could also capture wireless from our distributed engines around the network and do remote analysis for both wireless and wired. So if you want to just focus on the wireless side of things, we had voice over IP, which also applies to voice over Wi-Fi for voice over Wi-Fi analysis, and also video as well. And we did 802.11n support in 2000 and when was it? 2011, which we actually worked very closely with Wi-Fi Alliance to help with the standard 802.11n standard. And in 2012, we started working on 802.11ac. We were the first wireless analyzer that could decode 802.11ac, and then we in 2013 we did the 802.11ac one stream capture, and now we can do 802.11ac 3 stream capture using Cisco and Aruba access points, which is, again, we are the first analyzer that we can capture 802.11ac 3 stream. On the wired side product line, we can now capture at the speed of 25 gigabit per second with our appliances with no packet loss, which is, again, makes us the fastest network recording in our class in the industry. So just why our customers need us as networks are getting bigger and faster and more complex, going from 1 gig to 10 gig, 40 gig, and 100 gig and beyond. And also that now applies to wireless with 802.11ac, and also the applications such as voice over IP, video over IP, cloud, and virtualization, that they're driving more mission critical operations onto the network. It's even more important to make sure the network is always up and running and you have visibility to your entire network. So that's really where the advantage of having a product like WildPackets product line becomes really important, that can give you the real-time visibility into a network and can give you capability to drill down into the packet level and do deep packet inspection whenever it's needed. So our goal, our product goal at WildPackets is to always be innovative and try to have the newest and the best technology and do innovation as far as we can, be intuitive and have easy to use. So our user interface has been always very popular, and we get that from all of our customers, that they really like how easy to use our user interface is. Also, high performance, again, another important part of our product line when it comes to both wired and wireless, that we want to make sure we can capture and give visibility into the networks at a high capture rate and be able to be reliable in the most demanding network environments. This is just some of our real-world deployment in some of the verticals that we sell to. You can see from government, we have Boeing, FBI, financial, we have RBS, Fiducia, Nationwide, education, healthcare, telecom, technology. So we cover really all the verticals, and also we always try to partner with companies that they have new products that they're complementary to WildPackets. When it comes to wireless, for example, Aruba, Cisco, Meru, Motorola, Ruckus, and also on the wired side of things, partners like Network Recorders that help us really to give us visibility to the whole network. And on the high performance side of things of the wired, we partner with Ixia, Appcon, Gigamon, etc. So I think that's the last slide I have. So I turn it to Jay for the rest of the presentation. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. So here's the rest of the agenda. A short history on WildPackets and wireless. I think that's going to end up being a little repetitive with what Monty said, so we might go through that very fast. A little bit about why packet-based wireless LAN analysis, and I wanted to cover that just for the room and for those out there on the video, because I think sometimes there's confusion between just overall wireless LAN monitoring and packet-based, and what are all these different kind of solutions really pertain, and what to use at what times. Then a little takeoff on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I want to present a little about WildPackets' hierarchy of wireless LAN analysis. I think everyone thinks of what we do as portable. Everybody thinks about, most people, it's on the laptop, it's portable. One thing we're trying to drive at WildPackets as we go forward is broadening that notion, especially as wireless gets more distributed and it gets faster. I think we're going to start reaching, and maybe have already started to reach, the limitations of doing this kind of portable analysis. So I'm going to work through those hierarchy of needs. And then a little bit about where things are at with AC. Again, we might go through that kind of fast. There's just a little bit of analyst data in there. And then if we get that far, we'll get into some of the detailed things behind OmniPeak. We've covered some of this material in other wireless field days, so we'll try to make it unique, but get there, and then a wrap up. And then somewhere in the middle of the history of WildPackets and wireless, my colleague Chris is going to come up and introduce something relatively new for us around Mac. And no, it's not running natively on the Mac. Sorry to say. I knew, I was surprisingly one sigh. But anyway, but I think you'll still find it interesting. So with that. Okay, short history. Monty went through this. I just really wanted to highlight a few of the points. First analyzer, and it's been a long, long time. It's been since 2001. And then 11N and 11AC. But Monty went through this, so I won't do the same. She mentioned this briefly. I did want to step back for 1 second. We have been involved in wireless LAN analysis really for a long time, and from the beginning, and even from the certification perspective. So kind of long before there was a Wi-Fi Alliance, there was Agilent doing this interoperability certification with the ICLs. We were involved even way back when, as Monty mentioned, involved with 11N and the EWC and other things, and still part of the 802.11n testbed with the Wi-Fi Alliance. So that's pretty important. Why we're there, a leader since 1990. Again, since 2001, which was 2 years before 11G. It's been a long time. Many firsts. And what we're doing right now with 11AC is really kind of important because this kind of used by indicates a lot of that. So, we've been used by the chipset vendors all the way along and used heavily by the device manufacturers, especially as we've gone to 11AC, as it's been, harder and harder to find, protocol analysis around 11AC. We've become very tight partners with Cisco and Aruba, not only with remote adapters, but just, with them in general and decoding AC. We've spent a lot of time in the last 6 months to a year, and Chris can certainly attest to this, just fixing small things. It's very difficult now with the breadth of the specs to generate especially in a lab like ours, all of the different permutations you can have with optional features, and whether or not this device with this optional feature is talking to this device with these optional features and those types of things. But when we get feedback from our customers, that's the best way, because they can send us a small trace file. They can tell us what they're not seeing. Fixing decodes is easy. We can get right in, fix that decode, turn around a little patch file to them, and everybody's up and running. So that's been really, really important. And same thing from as if you guys become OmniPeak users, and some of you are already very heavy OmniPeak users, and some of you have also been part of that loop with us, where you've kind of looped back in. And I think one of the testaments of OmniPeak and WildPackets is how responsive we are with customers.